Welcome back, everybody. I'm here with the one and only Frank Desico, and we are here at Ohio Sports and Fitness, getting jacked.
Getting big.
Well, you are. Other people here, but
Jack, not tan.
Jack, not tan.
Jack, not
I don't tan. I just get straight to sunburn. I peel and I come back to pale.
She's tan. She's tan 24/7.
Yeah, she's got my tan for me. So, but well, cool. So if you didn't check out Frank's first video, go check it out. Awesome stuff. And then, yeah, without further ado, brother, let's jump right into your key to staying burn-proof number 2.
Yeah.
I said number 2. I promised myself I wouldn't say number 2. Video number 2. Key number 2. Anything. I ruined it.
Number 2. So, yeah, as we kind of alluded to in the first video, right, is this idea of being willing to fail, right?
Yes.
So again, as we talked about, it's something that I think is very important to truly understanding, one, who you are and what you're made of. Right? And what you're willing to do.
Who you are.
Who you are and what you're made of.
Please write that down. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
And ultimately what you're willing to do to be successful.
Got it.
Right? Especially, again, in the realms of what you do, right? Yeah. And what you're looking to do. And I think, again, that correlates into the third point, which we'll get to eventually, which is this idea of passion. Yeah. But again, the idea of failure is a good thing. It's a positive thing if seen to be positive. Obviously you probably know of the, I'm blanking on his name right now. He's a very successful motivational speaker.
Tony Robbins?
No, Tony Robbins is really great. He's
Gary Vaynerchuk?
No. Anyway. It's in regards to how to be successful or what you're willing to do to be successful.
Okay.
Eric Thomas, there we go.
Yes, okay, Eric Thomas.
Look at that.
Cool.
See how it just comes to your mind? You
yes.
start talking about movies and it's like, bam, let's go.
So you start talking about something else, you remember what you were talking about.
Look at that,
I love
right?
it. Perfect.
So in
that was a bonus key to success right
in
there.
E.T.'s video on how to be successful, what you're willing to do. There's that old.
He's intense, man.
Oh my gosh, he's the best.
I love him. Yes.
But he talks about a specific video, years ago that when he started really getting big, and what you're willing to do to be successful. He gives a story about this guy who meets this old wise man out by the beach, and he takes him out in the ocean, and he, ultimately dunks him under the water, and he's drowning, and the guy finally pulls him up, and he goes, "When you're willing to breathe as bad as you want to be successful, or then you're going to be successful.
You want to be successful as bad as you want to breathe.
If you want to be successful as bad as you want to breathe,
yeah, dude. I'm literally getting goosebumps. So after you watch all his videos on YouTube, literally
go see E.T.
Dude, yeah, there's a YouTube video, and it's like,
where the guy, I think he plays college football. He's kind of like running or going through drills, and in the background there's kind of the monologue of E.T.
And you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe.
And that's so true, because at the end of the day, when you're trying to breathe, what else are you thinking about? Right. Nothing. You're thinking about breathing. You're not thinking about, and he goes on and say, you're not thinking about a basketball game. You're not thinking about, some girls, or you're not thinking about, whatever. You're thinking about breathing. That's it. That's all that's on your mind. Yeah. So I relate that to this idea of failing or passion in what I do for my business is if you're not willing to stumble, if you're not willing to put in 110%, then you're going to fail. You're going to you're not going to do what it is that you feel you want to do. You know what I mean? You're just not there yet. Well,
too, and this is, it's from, again, when you're talking about you make the leap into doing business, or whether you're going into your new career, whatever it is, like when you take that leap, man, like this is your oxygen. These four walls,
that's right. I love that.
This is your oxygen. You know what I mean? That is like, for you to breathe, you got to stay here.
And
you got to keep. Yes.
Yeah.
So awesome. So like, and again, I keep circling back to, again, like the college athlete and all, like. So I think that why it's so easy for us to really connect, just with business stuff in general, and but like, and even to like building, like being obsessed about building relationships, and also, but more like always long-term thinking. Where I think like it's just you and I always connect on those areas because we both had, like I always say, I realize now sports is just a cover-up for real life.
Yeah,
like it's just like you got to get used to being working in a team. Like, and guess what? There's a lot of teammates you're probably not going to like. You can't just pick your team wherever you go sometimes. But also, so the teamwork aspect, but just like you were saying before, man, it's like you have a 70% failure rate, and you're Hall of Famer, batting 300.
Yeah.
So like, how can people out there watching? So again, and I just, whether it's the athlete or someone just a musician or whatever, this is all this crazy hard work and failure behind the scenes. I feel like a lot of times you get out of school, there's no more syllabus, there's no more curriculum, right?
Sure.
So it's like, okay, well, I need to fail, but where's the test to go fail, and then I can come back and retake it again or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
So there's no more roadmap, there's no
structure. Yeah.
Zero structure.
Yeah.
So I guess, for people watching, like, failing, but is there any type of advice you would give, saying, like, remember that time when you were in middle school and you were doing this sport and this happened, or remember that time in college when this happened? I'm just like throwing stuff at you, so I appreciate you staying with me. But like, I just, when you're relating failure, how can you help people tie it to something that they've already been through? They've already survived. So I think that's something is people think, like, if I fail, like this new thing, if I fail, I'm dead. It's like, no, because you'd already be dead 1,000 times. So like, how do you tie back things you've already been through, or how could other people's tie back?
Don't think of a pink elephant. What'd you think of a little bit? Pink elephant, right?
I love them. Look, it's a 20-minute question that I rambled on about, and you're like, don't think of a pink elephant. It was perfect.
Yeah. So, whether that idea of a pink elephant comes in your mind for a second, 5 seconds,
okay. Yeah,
when you start
awesome.
providing negative connotation to yourself, right? And almost thinking in a way that already setting you up for failure, you're going to fail, right? Ultimately, you're going to fail.
Okay.
So, my idea is, whether you're a visionary, and again, I think that kind of ties what we were saying, we connect in a sense because we're thinking long term. We're thinking from a visionary type standpoint, right?
We're already there.
We're already there.
Like mentally, like we're already there.
100%.
Yeah.
Along the way, we're not seeing the hurdles, those small little things that are in our way, because we're already seeing the sunshine. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people are stuck on that hurdle and not able to see past it. But that's because they're thinking about the hurdles. They're seeing the hurdles. Whereas, like, someone that's trying or is successful, they don't see those.
Yes.
They know they're going to come inevitably, but they're going to deal with them and they're going to continue to move on. You know what I mean? So again, just somewhat of an example of, hey, you fail or something hits you in the face, it punches back. Life's going to punch. It's going to punch hard. But guess what? You're going to stand up. You're going to punch back harder.
Yes.
And then the next time you're going to get punched again, and you're going to punch harder. You know what I mean? Because that ultimately is how you have to think in order to get to where it is you want to get. And if you're not willing to think that way, then most likely what it is you're trying to do is something that isn't for you.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which, again, I think everyone has that opportunity or availability of resources, or just to kind of dig mentally into themselves to get to something that they want to get to.
Right.
It's just a matter of being able to get over multiple hurdles. How many hurdles are you willing to get over in order to make that happen? So again, from an imagery, a sports psychology standpoint, I mean, we dealt with a lot of sports psychologists while I was in school.
Tell me about that. Like, that fascinates me. Like, I had a minor in psychology, so
sports psychology,
I
obviously,
much.
just basically being able to allow imagery to play a very vital place into your success. Almost visualizing your success or your double or your triple or your game-winning home run before it actually happens, right? Or understanding how to, as we talked about before in meditation, understanding how this idea of kind of controlling your mind, controlling your breathing, whatever the case is, can greatly affect your performance within a specific sport or whatever it is that your production, right?
It's the difference between your body just react. It's like your body's telling you what to do instead of you telling your body what to
100%.
do.
It's planning, really, right? It's another way of planning.
And I mean, again, I look back, all my biggest races that I ran, dude, I bombed. Like, it was just, the state meet was right there, nationals was right there, and I just bombed, but it was just because I couldn't control, like, I let the pressure, I let the stress,
Sure.
I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating. I mean, it was making rookie mistakes. Who doesn't eat breakfast the day of their biggest race? Because I was ready to throw up if I did. You know what I mean? Like, but so you decide what you do. Your body doesn't. You just don't instinctually just panic.
100%.
So
So, I mean, I think that idea really helps you to, like I said, plan and fortify yourself to a certain extent, right? Create that shield, create that armor of being able to take those bullets, to take those hits, to take those punches a little bit better, because you ultimately know, hey, I'm going to take that. I have to take that. But guess what? When it's my time to be offensive, I'm going to hit back too. You know what I mean?
You're going to feel it.
You're going to feel it. And if I look like Luna, you're going to feel a little more.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, man. Awesome. Perfect. Cool. So that, I think, failure. It's vital. I don't know any other way to put it than if not for failure, then there'd be no success. But, I even got an email from he's one of our Pennsylvania offices, and our team will get emails from other advisors and asking, how did you do it, da da da. And so like in this particular email, it's like I tried they put out this like big thing of me talking about networking. So I get all these emails about how do you do network. So it said I networked once, and I didn't like it. It didn't go well. What should I do? I'm like, go network 3,000 more times. Then we'll have a discussion on networking. You know what I mean? So just kind of, and the last thing I would, especially like obviously is someone who I want to continue to be healthy. I want to live. I always want to live a long time, especially with the kids and Eric. It's like I want to be 100 bajillion years old. I don't care. Attach me to whatever computer. Like
Call
I want
Abraham.
Just I will stay as long as I can. But like we're talking about like overcoming failure and overcoming like fortifying those mental. It's just so natural to have those negative thoughts. But for example, here, someone they join the gym, and it's like, again, physical pain, true physical pain, and especially like the first couple of weeks, and like you can't even move. You did one set and you can't even move the next day. Are there certain things that you've learned to communicate to people to help them get over those first trials and failures? Like, what are some things that you say that you feel help spark that fortification in them?
Yeah. So I think, again, on the fitness side, it's very tangible. It's very concrete with new people coming in on kind of feeling, right? You're able to really feel the soreness. You're able to feel how hard something is, right? The aches, the pains, whatever the case is. Someone walks through the door and says, man, I really want to lose 40 pounds. How bad do you really want to lose 40 pounds? We're going to see. We're going to find out.
It's like the first 5 are going to kill you.
Again, really, at the end of the day, every workout should. After years, I just got done working out before we started, and it's not like all of a sudden now I'm able to read a book while I'm working out. You know what I mean? I'm not petting Luna.
Oh, indeed, yes, indeed.
It didn't become just that much easier. No, my workouts get harder because I get better.
Yeah.
So I think it's really about adaptation, right? How willing are you, and how readily able are you to adapt, right? Yeah. So, going back to that.
And I'm sorry.
Oh no, yeah.
Adaptation, like that's been my word of the year for us and our team. Is just the pain's coming. Don't get mad at it. Just adapt. Just adapt. So sorry that.
No, listen. That's awesome.
That has been my word of the year. Going to be the word of my life. So adaptation. I'm not going to swear. Things are going to happen. Adapt. So sorry. Go ahead, brother. I cut you off. It's all about adaptation.
Adaptation is great. So, again, thinking about this idea of fortification, again, using somewhat of another metaphor, right?
I love that word.
When you fortify, when you build a building, when you do anything, when a contractor tells you a quote, for example, do you think that that's going to be the end quote, the end number? No. Do you know how many times he's going to come back? Well, we found this, or we did this, right? So you got to be willing to adapt, right? When
we found that pink elephant.
Yeah, you found the pink elephant. He was buried real deep.
It'll take weeks to repair. Oh my gosh.
So, within that fortification aspect, you got to be willing to knock down walls, rebuild walls, whatever the case is, again, if you will, in order to make sure that the fortification of the end result of what it is that you are looking, the product that you're looking to build, being yourself in that particular
That's cool. You are the product.
You are the product. You are that fortification. You are that building, right? Because ultimately, if you fail, or if you let yourself fall, well, then everything else is going to as well.
Right.
So that idea of evolution, of adaptation, and being able to find ways to make things work, right, is is vital to ultimately dealing with the success, but then bouncing back from the success and finding a way to build stronger, right?
Yeah.
Look at Willis McGahee's knee, right? Again, another metaphor.
Dude, that was raw.
Guy took a horrible hit, right?
That
You
was
see that all
awful.
over YouTube, all over Google. I mean, it just looks horrible.
Selfishly, as an Ohio State fan, I wasn't glad he was hurt.
Sure.
I was glad he wasn't in the game anymore.
Right,
yes.
right.
I'm sorry, brother.
Hey, but to my point,
yeah.
he goes through a really traumatic injury, something that's horrible. He's out, but guess what? When he comes back, he's stronger than ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, why? One, he's a great athlete, and he's prepared himself his whole life to be that athlete.
Right.
That if something were to happen, I'm able to bounce back because I want it so bad that I'm not going to let that keep me from being the successful person that I want to be. I'm going to be better. I got knocked down, but I'm going to be better.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor, right? I just watched a documentary on him the other day called Notorious, right? It's
I
all over
love
Netflix.
That.
It's a great
I love that. I bought a punching bag after I watched that. I was like, dude,
I ran through a wall.
Dude, I gotta get tougher. I gotta get tougher.
But you know what? His fight versus Jose Aldo, actually, he had a messed up knee the entire time, the whole entire training camp. They said 80% of his ACL was torn off. It was gone. Yeah. And he's strengthening it. He's finding ways to make himself adapt to the fighter that he needs to be for that specific event. Yeah. And I think that goes to show how bad he wants it and why he's successful.
Yeah.
So again,
and he just won another fight recently here.
Yeah, so Cowboy, 40 seconds. You know,
that was wild. Yeah, just
total domination.
He the ability to adapt.
Ability to adapt and
fortify.
evolve.
Adapt
so
and
again,
fortify,
long term.
Basically, you're fighting on one leg. It's okay. You can still win.
Absolutely.
That's why you got two.
That's why you got two.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. So, anything else to add to this particular topic?
No, I think, again, just if you come to Ohio Sports and Fitness specifically, right, and you walk through the doors because you're walking through those doors because you know there needs to be change in your life, right? You're not happy with something, right? And you feel that a place like Ohio Sports and Fitness or some other place is going to be the solution or a part of the solution, a resource for you to take advantage of to help you get to where it is you want to get. When you walk through the doors, again, this goes for everybody.
Yes.
Be willing to sustain pain, sustain failure, right? And I use sustain very purposefully, right?
Yes.
To continually understand that will be a part of your life ongoing.
Correct.
If you want to lose the weight that you want to lose of what made you come in here, or you want to lift 700 pounds on a powerlifting stage, or you want to get a collegiate Division I scholarship to whatever school, whatever your purpose is, know your purpose.
Yeah.
Be willing to stick to that purpose. Again, going back to know your value, know your purpose, right? Yeah. Be willing to understand that failure. Be willing to go through that pain and adapt along the way. And then ultimately understand that I'm not going to be able to do this unless I understand, one, I got to like it a little bit. I may not like what goes along with getting to the point of what you want to get to, but ultimately you love getting a scholarship to Division I school. You love the idea of losing weight because of how it makes you feel.
The only
how you
way
look.
to love the result is you have to hate everything to get you there, man.
It's a love-hate relationship, right?
Yeah.
You love the result, but you hate the process.
Yeah.
But in the end of the day, the process is what makes the result really happen. So again, you know, when you walk through the doors of OSF, know that we're going to handle every possible client here with the utmost attention, care, and you know, opportunity to give them as much of ourselves as we possibly can, but know that just giving you 100% of us isn't going to cut it. You got to give 100% of yourself, you know, and if you're willing to do that, then you will see the results and you will have a life-changing type of situation occur, whether it's, you know, from an actual physical aspect or mental. I think ideally if the mental comes, the physical will come for sure, because the mental's, you know,
it's never
lays the
everything
foundation.
physical can be overcome. It's always up there. And last thing I'll add real quick before we wrap up, brother, is just since I've known your family my entire life, you're talking about when you come through the doors, we're going to take care of you, we're going to help you sustain, and what that person needs, but like respect. When I think of you and your family, I just think respect, like just some of the most respectful, kind people. But just so anybody, whether it's coming through these doors, it's coming through the doors of the new business you're starting, of the new, you're going off to college, or you're whatever you're doing, that step into the next chapter of life is not only you're going to have, hopefully, if you're lucky, you'll have the Franks of the world to respect you and mentor you and cultivate you, but like it's never going to work if you don't respect yourself.
Sure.
So the self-respect.
Absolutely.
And too, like even for me, man. So I'm like, man, I'm mostly respecting my body, mostly, but you know, just I need to level up my self-respect too.
That's great.
So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that. So
that's the biggest compliment that you can get from someone is what they think of you from a character standpoint, and I think that's ultimately what I pride myself on.
Yeah,
so.
man. That's what you're all about, man. Very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I hope you had as many ahas and light bulb moments as I did. Frank, thank you very much. So if you didn't check out the first video, go back, watch it. What are you doing? And then stay tuned for the last and final video next. And until next time, my friends.
Stay burn proof.
You got the point down.
I like
that.
Right?
You,
good?
I will. I need to get in the gym to get my point down.
Right, just a little bit. Stay burn proof.
See this? See this?